Someone said, didn't they, that April is the cruelest month. Well, whoever it was, they weren't a detective. Cruelty can happen any time. I know, I've seen it. But the cold and the dark somehow dull the edge. Sunlight and birdsong and blue skies can be brutal in this job. Perhaps it's the contrast that does it. Death and hope. The story starts with hope. May the 1st, the first day of spring, real spring. And if you've ever been to Oxford, you'll know it's all or nothing in this place. When it rains, the stone is piss-coloured. But in the light, when the colleges look like they've been carved from cloud, there is no more beautiful place on earth. And I'm just a cynical old copper. As for May morning, well, that's the city at its most eccentric, its most defiantly itself, pagan and Christian and a bit mad. And it's hard to tell a lot of the time which is which. Choir boys singing in the sunrise on the top of a tower. Hurdy-gurdy bands jostling the all-night burger vans. The pubs open at 6 a.m. and half the student population is still pissed from the night before. Even the sober citizens of North Oxford turn out en masse with flowers in their hair. And you think I'm joking. There were over 25,000 people there last year. One of them was a bloke dressed as a tree. I think you get the picture. So, one way or another, it's a big day in the police calendar. But it's a long straw on the uniform roster, not a short one. The early start can be a bit of a killer, but there's rarely any trouble. And we get plied with coffee and bacon sandwiches. Or at least we were the last time I did it. But that was when I was still in uniform, before I became a detective, before I made DI. But this year, it's different. This year, it's not just the early start that's the killer.
By the time Mark Sexton reaches the house, he's nearly an hour late. It should have been a clear run at that time of the morning, but the traffic on the M40 was nose to tail, and the queue backed up all the way down the Banbury Road. And when he turns into Frampton Road, there's a builder's truck blocking his drive. Sexton curses, slams the Cayenne into reverse and screeches backwards. Then he flings the car door open and steps out onto the street, narrowly missing a splatter of sick on the tarmac. He looks down in distaste, checking his shoes. What is it with this bloody city this morning? He locks the car, strides up to the front door, then digs into his pockets looking for his keys. At least the scaffolding's gone up now. The sale took far longer than expected, but it should be done by Christmas, if they're lucky. He lost out on an auction for a place on the far side of the Woodstock Road, and had to up his bid to get this one. But by the time it's finished, it'll be a bloody gold mine. The rest of the housing market might be treading water, but what with the Chinese and the Russians, prices just never seem to go down in this city. Only an hour from London, and a top-notch private school for the boys only 3 streets away. His wife didn't like the idea of semi-detached, but he told her, just look at it, it's bloody enormous. Genuine Victorian, 4 stories above ground and a basement he plans to fit out as a state-of-the-art wine cellar and home cinema complex. Not that he's told his wife that yet. And only some old git living next door. He's not going to be having many all-night parties now, is he? And yes, the garden is a bit of a state, but they can always stick up some trellis. The landscape designer said something about pleached trees, a grander pop, but it's instant cover. Though even that won't solve the problem out the front. He glances across at the rusting cortina propped up on the bricks outside number 33, and the 3 bicycles chained to a tree, the pile of rotting pallets, and the black plastic sacks spilling empty beer cans onto the pavement. They were there the last time he came, 2 weeks ago. He shoved a note through the door asking the old git to get them moved. Clearly he hasn't. The door opens. It's Tim Knight, his architect, a roll of plans in hand. He smiles broadly and waves his client in. Mr. Sexton, good to see you again. I think you're going to be pleased with the progress we've made. I bloody well hope so, says Sexton with heavy irony. This morning can't get much worse. Let's start at the top.